Welcome back, and thanks for being with us again. I'm Scott Boyson. I'm the Marketing Manager for Trace Minerals Research, and with me is David Butts. At Trace Minerals Research, we are very proud of our product, and the reason that it's such a great product, first of all, ConcenTrace is GRAS certified, and at the facility we test this product multiple times over and over, and it only starts here. After we get the product, the raw material, we take it back to our facility and it's tested at EPA standards and even beyond that. And now, David, is this a food-grade facility?
Well, as you can see, it's completely fenced in. That's a step number one.
Right.
Prevents impurities from getting in from animals. And then look, it's completely lined. It's the only facility around the lake that is completely lined with a membrane and protects it from anything seeping in from underneath.
Okay.
So that's a great start. In addition, we have our own analyzing facilities right here. We can test for magnesium, and we can test for the densities of the salts to follow them along and keep it just as pure as it can be. But this is only the beginning. Once the minerals that are in the brine are concentrated and ready to be exported out to the plant, then there's all kinds of testing going on to make it certifiable by many organizations to make it so it's food grade.
And we have our GMP standards that we strict SOPs that we follow in order to do that as well, correct?
And all of that is met.
Right.
So that by the time the consumer gets the product, they get what would be called a food-grade product.
We're here with Riley, and Riley's our manager of the harvesting facility here. And Riley, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do every day, just on a day-to-day basis here at the harvesting facility?
Okay, well, under the direction of David Butts, I come out 4 or 5 times a week, and I measure the specific gravity, the magnesium levels, the evaporation rate, and the temperature of all 15 ponds. So, and this information is then given to Dave Butts, and he analyzes the information, and with that, he informs me of what I need to do, what ponds need more attention, what ponds don't need quite as much attention.
Now, here in 2011, we've already harvested a lot of product. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's true. Throughout the summer, we've harvested several batches that equal several thousand gallons of ConcenTrace.
Wow.
So we're doing good.
Doing great.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, we're right here in the midst of our ConcenFlow process. And David, I noticed that there are some different colors of ponds out here. In fact, this one here I can notice is kind of a pinkish color, whereas these here are kind of more of a tan color. Can you explain that to our audience here?
Well, you'll notice in the beginning, the Great Salt Lake itself is a red color. And so as that brine is pumped into the first ponds, it retains that color.
Okay.
The color is caused by beta-carotene. And the beta-carotene is in algae that grows in the lake.
Okay.
The algae is Donnelliella, and it concentrates the beta-carotene. So it thrives in the ponds for a certain time, and then it becomes so concentrated that the algae can no longer grow in it, and it dies out. So when it dies out, you get these colors here of greens and tans.
Kind of a tan, okay.
So the more concentrated the ponds are, the more it shifts towards the tan color. So we've got pond number 3 there, which is just about ready to suppress out the algae, and then these ponds here, the algae has died out.
Okay. And
it is now green and tans.
So as we mentioned, you said this is pond number 3, so that's early in the process.
Yes.
Of the ConcenFlow, our proprietary concentration process. Now, I wanted to ask you too, what about all the salt here? What is that? Why is it, what's this doing here?
Well, it's interesting too that as brine concentrates, the chemistry changes. We call it the phase chemistry, and different salts, not only sodium chloride, which is in the first ponds, but other salts begin to crystallize. Names like kainite and carnallite and shonite. And some of those salts can be used as bath salts.
We're standing here at our storage and testing facility here at our mineral harvesting ponds on the shores of the Great Salt Lake. Within this building we have our testing facility where we do testing on a daily basis on our brine as we do the constant flow process. Also within this building we have our security system, which runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Also here we have a trailer, which is used to house our personnel who spend extended periods of time out here. With that said, we'd like to take you into our laboratory. So now here we are in our laboratory, and we're really proud of this laboratory, in fact, because it's an eco-friendly laboratory. All of the electricity, the lights are run off of solar panels. And in addition to that, we also recycle everything possible out here, so we have receptacles in the storage and in our laboratory. And speaking of the testing that we do here is daily. The people who are out here are constantly, during the constant flow process, are testing the minerals, ensuring that it's a quality product, that it's concentrated. Not only do we test our own products here at the lab here on site, but we also have certified laboratories who also test our products, who are third party, of course, and they ensure that our minerals are of the highest quality that you would expect. Now we'd like to tell you how we get our minerals from our harvesting facility to this point. And Riley, tell us about this process.
You bet, Scott. When we pump our brine from the lake into the ponds, we filter it once.
Okay.
Once it's in the ponds, it goes through the constant flow process and becomes ConcenTrace. We then pump the ConcenTrace into our holding tanks at the harvesting facility,
okay,
at which point it's filtered twice. And then once it's in the holding tanks, we pump it into these tanks in the truck, at which point it's filtered 2 more times. So before the ConcenTrace ever leaves the harvesting facility, it's filtered 5 times. Once it reaches the operating facility, it gets filtered 7 more times for a total of 12 times before it gets bottled.
Throughout this entire process, our minerals are tested several times. And in fact, because of our GMP status, we also send our minerals to third-party testing. And just to verify, to make sure that our product is 100% pure, to make it the #1 selling trace mineral in America.